The sun had just started to rise over the sprawling estate of the Whitmore family, casting golden light on the marble walls and reflecting off the water fountains nestled within the grand courtyard. Inside the mansion, Marcus moved silently, mop in hand, his headphones playing a low hum of Afro-jazz. Tall, handsome, and diligent, he was the head cleaner of the estate. For 5 years, he had worked there, never once drawing attention to himself despite his striking looks. His heart, however, belonged to someone very special. Layla, with her soft curls pinned up in a neat bun, reviewed the day's schedule on her tablet. As the personal assistant to Zoe Whitmore, the only daughter of the powerful tycoon Mr. Whitmore, she was always on the move. Her heels clicked briskly along the polished floor as she rounded the corner into the east corridor. There he was. Marcus, in his usual navy overalls, was mopping the floor near the tall windows that opened into the rose garden. The sunlight caught the side of his face, casting a golden glow that made his dark skin look like warm bronze. He wore his headphones loosely, one ear free, as if always half listening for her voice. She slowed her steps. Just a little. "Still mopping like it's an Olympic sport?" she asked, stopping just beside him. He looked up, and the grin that spread across his face was instant, effortless. "Someone has to keep this palace shining. Maybe one day they'll put up my statue here, mop and all." Layla chuckled, tucking a stray curl behind her ear. "I'd come see that every day. I'd even bring flowers." Marcus leaned slightly on the mop handle, cocking his head. "Roses or lilies?" "Sunflowers," she said without thinking. "They're bright. Hopeful." "I'd take that," he said softly, his voice lower now. "Hope's hard to come by around here." There was a pause, brief, charged. "Especially for people like us," she added. He nodded. People who don't belong in marble halls but somehow find themselves cleaning or scheduling them. Their eyes met. For a moment, the corridor fell away. The polished floor, the grand chandeliers, even the surveillance cameras high in the corners, all disappeared in that glance. She looked away first, adjusting the strap on her tablet case. "You know, I hate this wing of the house." "Too quiet?" Marcus asked. "Too many secrets," she replied. He gave a short laugh. "You'd be surprised what I've overheard polishing these floors. Or maybe not." Layla smiled, then looked back at him. "You ever wish we met somewhere else?" "Every day," he said without missing a beat. "A bookstore, a busted laundromat, even a traffic jam." She laughed again, a real one this time, bright and short. "You in a traffic jam? You'd be honking at everyone, I bet." "Nah, I'd roll down the window and strike up conversations." "Of course you would." He turned serious for a moment. "You make this place bearable, Layla." Her throat caught. "You make it dangerous." "I know," he said, voice barely above a whisper. "I watch how they look at you. And at me. We're always being watched." Layla's fingers tightened around her tablet. "Sometimes I wonder if they already know." "If they did," Marcus said slowly, "we wouldn't be having this conversation." They stood in silence again, the tension as clear as the morning light streaming through the tall glass panes. "I should go," she finally said, glancing at the time. "Zoe's spa appointment is in 10, and she'll throw a fit if I'm not there to escort her." Marcus stepped aside with a mock bow. "After you, Madam Assistant." She turned, then paused. "Same time tomorrow?" she asked quietly, almost shyly. He smiled. "Same corridor. Same mop." Their eyes met one last time, soft and lingering. And then she was gone, her heels clicking away into the distance, leaving the faint scent of lavender and longing behind. Marcus watched her go, then sighed deeply, letting the mop fall gently against the bucket. Another stolen moment, another day survived. But somewhere deep in his chest, he carried it. The way she looked at him, the way she laughed, and the way, just for a moment, he felt like he belonged. Days passed with the same quiet rhythm. Marcus continued his duties, his interactions with Layla now tinged with a subtle urgency, as if both sensed that their time was running short. They stole moments between chores, shared glances in mirrored hallways, whispered to each other in unused rooms. But the walls of the Whitmore estate seemed to grow narrower, more suffocating. Then one morning, while reviewing the daily assignments, Layla frowned. A new request had been logged. Zoe Whitmore had asked specifically for Marcus to clean her bedroom suite. It was unusual. She never requested anyone in particular, and she certainly never cared who mopped her polished floors. A cold unease settled in Layla's chest. She tapped on her tablet, rechecking the request as if hoping it had been a mistake. But it was real. She glanced across the atrium where Marcus was wiping down a window. He looked up at her just then and she tried to smile. But the worry in her eyes betrayed her. When Marcus entered Zoe's grand bedroom, the air felt unnaturally still. The room was drenched in soft lavender-scented perfume. Sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows onto the ivory sheets of her four-poster bed. Zoe reclined lazily on a chaise lounge in the corner, wrapped in a pale silk robe, her long legs crossed, a crystal wine glass dangling between two fingers. It was barely noon. "Marcus," she drawled, not bothering to look up. "Close the door." He paused at the threshold, one foot still outside. "I'd rather not, ma'am. I'll just get this done quickly and be on my way." Zoe turned to look at him now, her eyes sharp beneath dark lashes. "Is that how you speak to your employer?" "No disrespect, ma'am," Marcus said calmly, setting down his cleaning supplies, "but the door stays open." Zoe rose slowly, letting the robe slip deliberately from one shoulder. She took a sip of her wine, never breaking eye contact. "You know, for someone who scrubs floors, you carry yourself like a king." She began walking toward him, slow, calculated steps on bare feet. "I watch you sometimes. The way you move. The way you talk to that assistant like she's the only woman in the world." "Miss Zoe," Marcus said, backing slightly, "this isn't appropriate." "You think I don't see how you look at me?" she asked, stopping just a few feet from him. "Like you're afraid of wanting me. Or maybe afraid I'll tell Daddy if you don't." "I don't look at you at all, ma'am," Marcus said firmly. "You're mistaking me for someone else." She smirked. "Don't lie, Marcus. Men like you don't get many chances like this. You're just scared." He frowned, standing tall now. "Scared of what?" "Scared of what it means to touch power." She reached out and laid a hand lightly on his chest. "Or maybe you're just more comfortable playing servant to my little pet assistant." He stepped back. "Don't do this." "Why?" she snapped. "Because she's better than me? Because she gives you that sweet, pitiful love story you think will save you from yourself." "You're drunk," Marcus said, trying to move past her. She blocked his path. "Drunk? Oh no, sweetheart. I'm just tired of people like you acting like you're better than the hands that feed you." "I'm leaving," he said firmly. "You think I won't tell my father?" she said, eyes glinting. "You think I won't scream the second you step out that door?" Marcus paused, his heart hammering now. "I didn't touch you. You will regret this." Her voice was ice now, trembling with fury. "You think Layla can protect you? You think your silence makes you noble? No one cares what you say." Then, before he could turn the handle of the door, she lunged, her hand wrapping around his wrist like a trap. He pulled away instantly, her nails grazing his skin. The wine glass shattered on the floor, echoing like a gunshot in the silence. Her voice rose in a scream, piercing, high-pitched, wild. "Help! Somebody help me! He tried to rape me!" Marcus froze. The hallway outside erupted with footsteps, voices shouting in panic. The door burst open with a crash as two security guards charged in, guns drawn, followed by a third man who radioed for backup. They found Zoe on the floor, robe half fallen, the broken wine glass beside her. "He tried to attack me," she cried, pointing at Marcus with a trembling hand. "He tried to rape me." Marcus looked at her, then at the guards. His mouth opened but no sound came. He didn't resist when they tackled him, didn't fight when they cuffed his wrists and dragged him to his feet. "I didn't," was all he managed to whisper. From the hallway, Layla appeared. Her breath caught when she saw Marcus being hauled out, bruised and bewildered. She tried to push through the crowd, panic flooding her face. "Marcus! Marcus, what happened?" Zoe stood in the doorway, now holding a towel around her shoulders, eyes wide in feigned terror. "He attacked me, Layla. He locked the door and tried to." No, Layla gasped, but her voice was swallowed by the confusion. The guards pushed Marcus down the hallway. He looked over his shoulder at Layla, eyes filled with pain and disbelief. He didn't need to say a word. She knew. And so did Zoe. Zoe's smirk returned the moment Layla turned away. A cruel, secret smile only Layla saw. But Layla didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, she stepped back, heart pounding, face blank. Because deep down, beneath the shock and fear, she had made a silent vow. She would find the truth. And she would burn their lies down. Marcus was dragged to Mr. Whitmore's office before he could say a word. Layla arrived moments too late, heart pounding as she watched Marcus being taken away. Mr. Whitmore stood in his office like a judge. "You've disgraced yourself, Marcus. You'll face the law." Marcus's mouth moved, but the words caught in his throat. By evening, he was in police custody, accused of attempted rape. Social media picked up the story. Within hours, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Everyone told Layla to leave him. "You don't know what he's capable of," her aunt said. "He'll be in jail for years," her cousin added. But she knew the man she loved. She visited the prison. Marcus sat across the glass partition, eyes tired but still burning with quiet strength. "I didn't touch her," Marcus said quietly, voice raspy. "You know that, right?" "I know," Layla replied instantly, her voice thick with emotion. "You don't have to convince me. You never did." He swallowed hard, lowering his gaze. They believe her. All of them. Her word, it was enough. "For now," Layla said, leaning forward. "But this isn't over, Marcus." He gave her a hollow smile. "They'll ruin you too, Layla. You keep pushing this, they'll drag your name through the mud. You work for them. You know how this goes." "Then let them try," she said, her voice rising slightly, fierce despite her tears. "Let them come after me. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of what they can do." His eyes searched hers, uncertain. "You can't fix this, Layla. The court already filed charges. They've made up their minds." "But I haven't," she said, her voice trembling. "And I won't stop until I find something that proves you're innocent. I know there's evidence. I know there is." He stared at her, and for a long moment, said nothing. Then his shoulders trembled slightly. "Do you know what they're saying about me in here? What they'll do to a man accused of something like this?" Layla's eyes filled. "You'll make it out, Marcus. I swear to you, you will. And if you can't find the proof, I will. You don't know that. I do." Her voice hardened with certainty. "Because I know you. And because I refuse to let Zoe's lies be louder than the truth." His hand pressed against the glass, palm wide, and she matched it with her own. They sat like that for a few seconds, both blinking away the tears that welled in their eyes. "Promise me something," Marcus whispered. "Anything. If something happens to me in here, if I don't make it, don't say that. Just listen," he said firmly. "If I don't make it, you keep living. Don't let this destroy you. Don't wait for me forever." Layla shook her head, tears slipping down her cheeks. "I'm not going to live in a world where you don't make it, Marcus. So don't ask me to. I need you. We need each other. And I'm not going to stop until I see you walk out of here free." The guard approached behind Marcus and tapped the glass. "Time's up." Marcus stood slowly, the chains clinking softly. Layla's hand remained on the glass. As he turned to leave, he looked back one last time. "You always were the brave one. And you always will be the good one," Layla whispered. It was the beginning of a war she intended to win. She began her own quiet investigation. She remembered something. Every room in the mansion was covered by CCTV. The footage from Zoe's room had to exist. But the official report said the system failed that day. Layla befriended the IT assistant, Jonah. She brought him coffee, lunch, made him feel seen. "They said the footage was corrupted," he said one day. "But was it deleted? Or hidden?" she asked gently. Jonah hesitated. "There's a backup server. Only Mr. Whitmore and Zoe have access." Layla didn't push further. That night, she left him a message. "If there's any way to help the truth come out, you'll be doing something truly good." 3 nights later, she received an anonymous package. Inside, a USB drive. The footage showed everything. Zoe walking toward Marcus, him backing away, her lunging, his refusal. The scream. What? Layla didn't go to the police. She went to the press. The story exploded. CCTV footage exposes Whitmore daughter's false accusation. Public outrage followed. Women's rights groups called for justice, not just for Zoe's lie, but for every man and woman falsely accused. Mr. Whitmore called an emergency press conference. His face was ashen. On behalf of my family, I apologize for the false allegations made against Marcus. Disciplinary actions will be taken. Zoe was sent abroad quietly. The charges were dropped. But the damage had been done. When Marcus walked out of the prison gates, Layla was there, tears spilling freely. He looked at her, unbelieving. "You did it." She smiled. "No, we did." They embraced tightly, both shaking. Later that evening, they walked through the same courtyard where they had shared stolen smiles. "What now?" Marcus asked. "We build our own future. Somewhere far away from marble walls and golden lies." And they did. Together. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for our next video.